and we wake up this morning to Storm Gloria. I think that's what it's called. Another fucking storm because it's windy and raining. Fucking hell, my day it was just fucking horizontal rain or a bit windy. They've got to name everything, people, haven't they? Good morning, my lovelies, on this Friday morning. It's not a lovely morning. We're in the middle of another named storm, Storm Claudia. Named by the Spanish, apparently. Is there any need for them to fucking send any more rubbish up to us? We ain't got enough for the fucking dinghies without them sending fucking storms over now. Anyway, it's blowing a fucking hoolie. And pissing it down in rain, and it has been for hours and hours. Right, today, if you think I'm going out in there or I'm decorating or I'm doing anything, I'm doing nothing apart from sitting here with a nice cup of tea, hot cup of tea, and a nice cigarette on this afternoon. So if you're one of them woke people, you might as well turn off now. It ain't going to fucking interest you. Yeah, we're going to go through a few bits for winter, because I get asked these questions a lot, especially by one person, Jules, will say no more. But thanks for the idea, darling, and we're going to put it forward and see what happens, Jules. See what response we can get on this. You know, when it's coming up to winter time. So, does anybody actually prep for winter anymore? I mean, back in the 60s and 70s and even 80s, I could imagine, I think, you know, we used to prep for Christmas. You buy extra shop, the shops would be shut. See, they shut, that was it, means closed. Now they're open every day of the year, so do we actually need to stock up on food, or is it something that's just put into us people who knew what it was like before? I guess I don't stock up specifically for Christmas, but I do always have things like rice, pasta, a few tins, soups, tomatoes, beans, that sort of thing. I mean, eggs, always got eggs. You know, a bit of cheese. Do you actually stock up with anything just in case emergencies? In the comments now. Or do you bulk buy? But whether you're in a van or in an house, do you... I know we all buy an extra food over Christmas, and we chuck it in the bin the next day because the fucking sell-by date's gone off on Christmas Eve, and we thought it'd be all right for Boxing Day. We've all done it. They do it to us every year. We chuck more food away at Christmas than we consume. So that's the first one. Do you still bulk buy or stock up for winter? Or do you have an emergency supply if you're in a van for any other causes? But we'll come to that in a minute. Now, do you stock up extra fuel in the winter if you're living in a motorhome or a camper van? Do you have a spare bottle of gas ready? Do you have a spare cooker? An emergency one for if your gas bottle goes down? Or do you carry extra diesel for your heating? In my case, what I do living in a motorhome is I always carry a spare cooker. You know, a little tin one, you just put a tin in it and it gets you out of trouble. Because you've got to think nowadays, gas bottles and that can be filled at some stations, but every garage you can buy fucking gas bottles. So it's near enough the next day, isn't it? If you run out, I've got enough to do cooking. That's how I do it. Now with my diesel heater, I have a jerry can, one of them old army 25 litre jerry cans. and that's full permanently. But I also keep a gallon, 5 litres for topping up. So every couple of days I'll fill it up with the 5 litres, and when I'm in getting petrol diesel again, I'll top it up again. So I've got 30 litres at any one time in the vehicle, or ready to go, which will last me a couple of weeks. And that's the next thing we're going to be getting on to. What happens if you are stuck? So, okay, say it's like it is today. There's a big storm, or you're snowed in somewhere. The ice is above, you can't move. If you've had a bad winter anyway, you should know what's about to arrive. But we don't get it that often, do we, a bad winter? But at the peaks, there's times you can't get out the cavern place. Do you know what I mean? Because the road's just ice. Getting up there is impossible. You could be stuck up there for 2 or 3 days. In the comments, can you cope with that sort of length of time of not moving the vehicle and being able to be comfortable? Do you carry enough food for that? It'd be interesting to know what you do. Do you stock up? How long can you go sort of off grid if you need it? And the next one asked is, do you carry extra blankets in the winter? Or, I know you wear heavier clothing, but do you carry extra blankets? Or do you tog up like I do at the beginning of the season? From spring onwards, you're in light summer gear, aren't you? And then in the winter, you go up to your 13 togs. I always have a couple of sheepskins that I sit on, proper sheepskins, that if it does get like below -4, I may need to chuck them up on the bed. I've always got something to chuck up on there. In our day, it was an old army coat. And if you had to sleep with your brothers and sisters and one of the bastards had got their arms or legs down the fucking armhole, you're knackered. You can never get a bit of it. I remember some cold nights I've only had the label. What do you do on cold evenings? Come on, there you go. Another one in the comments there. Now the next one on the list is whether you're in a house or a van or a motorhome, it don't matter what you're in. Your mental status during certain periods of time. I mean, let's go for winter. We'll start with winter. Some people suffer with that sad disease. They get depressed in the winter, the early nights, and it can be a right strain for some people. Luckily, I don't suffer with that. I'm okay. Don't get me wrong, it's not the nicest thing blacking out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 8 o'clock in the morning. It's a lot of hours, so you've got to be able to keep yourself occupied. But there's certain times of the year, like Christmas, during the winter. Christmas, to say 75% of it, people, Christmas, they look forward to it and enjoy it. But there's still the percentage that they've lost family at Christmas. They've had bad memories over Christmas. And if you're one of them, how do you cope in a van on your own, at them times, the trigger point times? Yeah, you can go around to family or friends if you have them. But a lot of us haven't as we get older. I mean, myself, I know more dead people than I do live. But it's the way it is as you get older. But just another one, how do you cope in them times? I mean, I enjoy Christmas. My worst times is the dead time just after the New Year. Say from the 5th or 6th of January onwards until the end of fucking February, where it's dark, bleak, cold, miserable, and you've got to sort of push yourself on these times to either get into a spoons or do something that, lifts the spirits. So the same as you. When is your trigger points? Well, seasons that you don't like Christmas, some people don't like that. New Year, it's all okay up to me. All the way through New Year, I'm all right. But then after New Year, it's that dead period of 2 months before, you know, even any sign of it lightening up. But yeah, please, in the comments, what's your most hated times of the year, and is it always in the winter? Because we all suffer from different. And I think I'm near enough running out of things to comment on now. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope you're going to leave me a comment and let me know, you know, when your trigger points are, or do you stock up with food? How do you go on about your bedding? Do you carry extra diesel, etc., etc.? So please drop us a line in the comments. Let's see. And do you live in a house, a van, a motorhome, or a car? It don't matter. Or a tent. It don't matter. On a boat. Who gives a fuck? It's how we all interact, and it's how we push ourselves through life, isn't it, really? Anyway, my lovelies, I think this is going to be the end of the video. And I hope you've enjoyed this one. And once again, thanks, Jules, for coming up with these little questions and answers. And if you have anything you want to ask me, or you want me to talk on, stick it in the comments. Love you to pieces, and I'll see you on the next one.
Been around the world, I've seen a lot of hot stuff, but nothing beats the journey, not even the money. Bless my mind, I fell in love with all the art. I made my world a part of my journey. You can't take it from me. My life, I'm in the driver's seat. Nobody can take my spot. Keep pushing, don't ever quit. Been dreaming right from the start. I get to write it. It's my movie, I'm the one who decides it. Those nights when I have no light in the crib, young king still visualize it. Every day I choose who I want to be.